Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing my custom LEGO Transformers Optimus Primal. This LEGO version here isn't actually based on any specific version of the character, rather just an approximation of all the designs as well as some stylization. But here he is compared to the original figure. This is a reissue, but is obviously the same. I have decided to go with the green eyes as I do think they work better. But here he is with an old movie figure. For the transformation, we're going to come to the head, and unlike most Optimus Primals, instead of tucking it away, it's going to be split in half. Once this is done, we can take that plate and just rotate it around. So both sides should be pretty flush now. Now we can take the neck hinge and just fold it up. Once this is done, using those circular hinge pieces, we are going to be able to split the head. Now that his head is split, we can take those hinges at the side and just compress the rest of his head onto his back, forming a backpack. This is a pretty unique transformation for his head, and I'm quite happy with the result. The next thing we can do is take these side pieces and just unfold them. This will give us clearance for some of the later steps. We can also unfold his shoulder pads while we're here. Obviously, this is a very classic Optimus Primal step that pretty much every figure of him uses. Now we can use the hinges on the back of his legs and just fold them out. It's not quite the knee hinges, just slightly above that, as the knees are going to be used for further rotations, which, speaking of the knees, you can just fold them down here. And like I said, using the knee joints, they should just swivel around as they are just ball joints. And this gets all the legs in the correct orientation. Now we can come to the backpack and we can just unfold it. We can also rotate out the head while we're here, as it is just on a jumper plate. I would have liked it to be in black, but I didn't have any more of those pieces, so the grey blends in alright, I guess. Now coming to the legs, we can just start by taking those red dotted sections and just unfolding them using the hinge. We can now fold in these sticking out pieces, which is pretty satisfying to do as they do just rest into the back of his legs. Going back to these missile sections, we can just take them, and since they're on a bar piece, they can just slide up. And there they are on the side of the legs. We might as well finish up the legs now, so we can just unfold the toes. And using the ankle joint, we can just rotate it all the way around. And that is the legs all done. So coming to the waist, we can just rotate it the full 180 degrees. Obviously, this is another very classic Optimus Primal step. Once you've moved the arms out of the way, we are just going to be able to spin around the top torso piece, and that reveals his chest detailing. Now we can go to these black pieces, and they should just collapse onto his side to just bulk him up a little bit. And now spinning him around, we can just take this back piece and it should just collapse slightly, just giving me a cleaner silhouette. Now we can go to his back. It's easier to do the step when the head is in this position, so you can just take his earpieces and slide them into the correct spot. Once this is done, we can just collapse the backpack. We can now take the arms and rotate them down to his side again. This does just use ball joints, so it's pretty simple. And we can also rotate the forearms all the way around, as they are just on stud connections. The final step is just to unfold his hands. So, using the T-joint that they're connected to, they just hinge out. And here he is in his robot mode. And in my opinion, this is a pretty cool design, as it is still faithful to the original, however it is slightly stylized. And his articulation is pretty good. So, in combination with his chain sword weapon, he works pretty well. And it definitely allows him to get into some pretty dynamic poses for a LEGO Transformer figure. The only thing he's really missing is ankle pivot. He does have a slight backpack just due to the gorilla head. However, this doesn't bother me too much as it doesn't really weigh him down, and it actually looks pretty cool with the green details, obviously, which were their eyes before. These rocket pieces on his legs also look pretty cool, and they're only really added to bulk him up in gorilla mode, but they work well here as well. I also like the blue details here, they kind of look like Sid the Sloth's face. I did add this red pieces to the corners of his chest design as he looked slightly bland without it. Anyways, for some comparisons, here he is with the original toy. And although he is stylized, he looks pretty cool next to the original figure. And here he is with another Beast Wars character, Legacy Tigerhawk. For his G1 self comparison, here he is with Optimus Prime. And for one final comparison, here he is with Gamer Edition Starscream. And I'd say that wraps it up for this review. So if you've enjoyed, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more LEGO Transformers. So anyways, I'll see everybody in next week's video.